This is an iconic image from an iconic game, the Box 2 Assault Tactical Combat in Europe 1985 by Game Designers Workshop. A landmark game, and a game that, in my mind, having never played it before, still represents the epitome of hex and counter wargaming. But this is an off-the-shelf video of Boots and Saddles, Air Cavalry in the 80s, which was the second complete Assault game, the second complete game in the Assault series. The other releases were modules. So the original Assault is a complete standalone game, as well as this one, Boots and Saddles. I'm actually going to do an off-the-shelf video of Boots and Saddles here because of the beginner scenarios that came in Boots and Saddles that I didn't find in the original Assault. So I'm going to do something not typical for me, and that is I'm going to jump ahead to Boots and Saddles. But again, this is an off-the-shelf video of Boots and Saddles from the Assault series. Okay, so how would you get started? When you open the Boots and Saddles box, you pulled everything out, prepared the counters, looked over all the charts and other components. I think it would take a little bit of time reviewing it. Stuff would not be, I guess, immediately intuitive, but after several reviews of all your materials, well, this is how it might go. So you clearly have, which is so nice, you have a U.S. scenario information folder and a Soviet folder. So that's always nice when you have that, one for each side. But so if you went here, Scenario 1 Probe, you see a bunch of force levels. Interestingly, they start at force level 7 and go up. If you went back, I bought the entire Assault series together, so I am going to make reference to that. So when I saw force level 7, I did go, okay, force levels 1 through 6 are in the original Assault. So in Boots and Saddles is adding 7 through 12 force levels. But anyways, you're seeing force levels. You're seeing a familiar type of map layout. Maps C and D come with Boots and Saddles. A and B are in the original Assault game. You're going to go looking through here, but after the three scenarios, so what, Scenario 2, there we go. Scenario 2, meeting engagement, and then you have Scenario 3, counterattack. And then after all of those, you have way down here, when I saw this, it was great. I saw it for the first time, introductory scenarios. Interestingly, the introductory scenarios are not at the front, but they're still here. So I find introductory scenario. Oh, okay, one map, not the two map scenarios like the other ones. Okay, so the following three scenarios, so this is scenario A, B, and C, okay, are designed to introduce players gradually to the mechanics of the Assault system. Excellent. All units are placed face up and are always spotted. Okay, we'll talk about spotting, but I guess, yeah, spotting will not be a factor. The spotting rules are not used, okay. So we won't use the spotting rules, but even though I might talk about it, the morale rules are not used. That's fine, because I think I want to get the movement. I think I want to get the formations, the movement, and the firing down, the combat. All headquarters units have a command rating of 2. Right away, that suggests that headquarters units can have a different command rating, a variable command rating, okay. Game length is unlimited. Victory goes to the last player to have a surviving unit on the board, so it's a shoot 'em up. All forces enter turn 1 from that player's side of the board. East for the Soviets, west for the US. Map C is used. Okay. Orient as follows. Okay, and that's what I've done here, by the way. This is map C, oriented exactly like in the picture here, because the C label here in the lower right corner of the picture is in the lower right corner of the map sheet over there. All right, so more importantly, so I'm going to start with the introductory scenario. I've laid out the map. I found map C, and I've laid it out this way as the picture shows. Now what? Scenario A. This scenario may be played after reading only rules 1 through 16. Okay. Here's the rules booklet, and there's the contents. So 1 through 16. So it includes sequence of play, obviously, organization, command, control, headquarters. We already had a reference to that with the command ratings of 2. Okay. The talks, movement, transport, stacking, spotting, although we're told we're not using that in the introductory game. The introductory scenarios here: combat results, direct fire, anti-armor fire, conventional fire, opportunity fire, and close assault. So we're not using morale, entrenchments, artillery and indirect fire, smoke, cannon launched guided projectiles, optional, ammunition supply, optional. Okay. Okay, so forces, and it says D-6. So right away you would not immediately know what that refers to. So let's look at our first player aid card, unit identification chart, counter formats, and right here unit IDs, and we have one format for the Soviets and another format for the US. So again, this was we are playing with the forces Delta-6 for the US. So what does that mean? Delta-6. We look here. That's Soviet. US. We have the nomenclature, platoon or section number. So 1 in this case. Company is a letter. Alpha dash battalion is a number. So this is the 1st platoon or section of Alpha Company, 1st Battalion. Okay, so extrapolating from that, assume that it is all Delta-1s. So whatever numbers, whatever unit mix covers everything for Delta-1. That's what we're playing with. I forgot that I'd already put these away. I probably should not have put these away already. But also in all of your player aids, and there's a handful of player aids, you have these clearly organizational. Well, they're labeled organizational charts. They're clearly unit manifests. So again, Delta-6. So again, it tells you 6th Battalion, which is also a squadron. I'm trying to remember if they mention that somewhere. They probably mention that somewhere, but a squadron's also a battalion. So again, you're looking here, 4th Battalion armored. You're looking your 5th Squadron elements, divisional cavalry, DivCav, 7th Battalion air defense elements, and 6th Squadron armored cavalry. And so even if you looked over every single, here are more formations. Even if you looked over every single one, I mean, eventually you're going to go back. You've got the 6th Squadron or battalion. And anyways, down here, you look for the Delta Company, and this is where things start making sense. All right, so there is a 1 Delta-6, 2 Delta-6, 3 Delta-6, and a headquarters Delta-6. So when the scenario says just Delta-6, I can go ahead and assume it's all elements of Delta-6. So it is those 4. right there. So you can lay them out, look through my counter mix, and one by one find them. Headquarters, right there, 1 Delta-6, M1, 2 Delta-6, and 3 Delta-6 right there. There we go. So we are playing with these 4 units, which together make up Delta-6 or Delta Company 6th Squadron. And those are our American forces to start with. And then similarly, we can do the very similar thing on the Soviet side. Look at the Soviet scenario information. Look for the same introductory scenarios. Same scenario A, right there, forces, headquarters 11, Alpha 11, and Bravo 11. So back to the unit identification chart. That tells me that I'm looking for headquarters 11 is well, headquarters for the 11th something first, and then Alpha 11 is here, so Alpha Company 11th, and then Bravo Company 11th. So start looking over the Soviet organization cards, organization charts. We've got a 92nd Regiment, 93rd Brigade, their 11th Tank Battalion. And that's where I see headquarters 11, and I see Alpha 11, 1 through 3, Bravo 11, 1 through 3, right there. And so similarly, I go through my headquarters, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoons of Alpha Company right there, and similarly for Bravo. So there are my Soviet forces, and now I can get on and get into some game mechanics.